the ClickUp hierarchy. So this is how information is structured in ClickUp. So first of all, you have your personal account. That's just yours. There's not much data in there. It's just your personal preferences. Your account joins a workspace, as we did in the last video. Now the workspace is where all the data lives. So your company will have a workspace. You could also join a second workspace with that same personal account. In general, that's uncommon because workspaces are mutually exclusive. So data cannot be shared between them, and you can't kind of see data from one workspace in another. So there are some cases where you might have a personal workspace for your, for your home life stuff, and then your company workspace. Or you might have multiple companies that you're involved in, which is what happens for me since I'm a consultant. But generally, most people will just have the one workspace. Okay, within your one workspace, you'll have multiple spaces. And these are kind of like the big high-level separations of what happens, or separations of data. So it could be each space is a department and has all that data, or it could be, particularly if you have a more cross-functional team, you might want everyone to be in every space, and you might divide it up by projects or type of work or something else. Within spaces, you have folders, and these are again just another organizational level to divide up the different parts of that space. And then within folders, you have lists. Lists are where tasks actually live, and that's the lowest point of the organizational hierarchy. Within a list, you have tasks, and tasks can have subtasks. And subtasks can have their own subtasks as well if you've enabled that feature. And then both subtasks and tasks can have checklists. So subtasks are basically the same as tasks. Same thing, just kind of like in a child structure. Checklists are a bit different. They're simpler. They're just kind of items to check off, usually for remembering things or going through a series of steps. Okay, so overall, this is the total hierarchy, I suppose. So you have your user account, which joins the workspace, which has multiple spaces, which may have multiple folders, whether they are optional. In the folders are multiple lists, which has tasks, which may have subtasks and checklists. You don't have to use all of these. Folders are optional. And of course, you don't need to create any subtasks or checklists if you don't wish. Okay, the next big piece of ClickUp is how you view that information. So there's a concept called views. So down the bottom here, we have view 1. Now, view 1 is just looking at this one list. But we can also have view 2. Now, view 2 might be set up in a different way. So it's seeing the same data, it's seeing that same list, but it's seeing it in a different way. Maybe it's looking at different tasks within that list, or it's looking at different pieces of information on each task. And we can have view 3. Now, view 3 might be showing it in a different type of view. So instead of seeing tasks as a list, view 3 might be looking at how it falls on a calendar or on a board view, like a Kanban board or something else. And we can have all 3 views at once. You don't have to pick and choose. That data stays the same, and you can switch between different views as you please and create as many views as you like. Now, that's all looking at one single list. But you can also create a view that looks at a whole folder. So this particular view, view 4, will see all the tasks in both of these lists in this folder. And again, same thing with the space. View 5, here we're looking at a whole space, including 2 folders and 4 lists. So all the tasks in all 4 of those lists will come and be visible in one kind of place in this view. And then view 6 is the whole workspace. So in this example, and you can have multiple views on the workspace level, but in this example, you'd see literally every task in the entire workspace, and you could set that up how you like. Okay, so jumping into ClickUp, here we have a space, a folder, and a list. Within that list, we can see we have 2 tasks, task 1 and task 2, and task 1 has 2 subtasks in it, and this first subtask has a subtask within that. So that's what it looks like in ClickUp, and we can see our views up the top here. So this list has only one view currently. If we go to space, again, one view, go to everything, which shows the whole workspace. So the workspace level views are on this everything level. It has a list view, a board view, and a calendar view. Now, there's an extra thing I want to point out to you here, and that is this share with me option that pops up as soon as someone shares something with you. So what that means is I don't have access to wherever the item is, but I've been shared specifically with it. So anything like that will pop up in this one kind of category, and I can click on it and see what's in here. So I can see tasks that have been shared with me individually, and also any lists. So this list is actually called shared list, and so it pops up as a whole here. So we have our general hierarchy here, and then things that kind of sit outside the hierarchy because we don't have access to that parent. Okay, So the reason we have this hierarchy is that we can separate up work. So perhaps there's many things that happen in our business. We can kind of have different places for each thing. And that way it's really clear. If I want to see just one type of task, I can go into that particular list and I can see just that. It keeps things simpler for people to understand and quicker for people to get to because they're well organized. But if I want to see them all together, I still can. So let's say we have another list here. Let's be really inventive and call this list 2. Now in list 1, we've got task 1 and 2. In list 2, let's make task A and task B. Now I want to see task 1, 2 and task A and B together. If I click on one of these lists or the other, I can only see one or the other. But because I can go to that higher level and see a view that contains all of them, all I have to do is click on the folder and I can see not only task 1 and 2, but also task A and B. That would happen if I had multiple folders. I could do that at the space level, or if I had multiple spaces, I could do that at the everything level. And in fact, you can see it here. So I've got task 1, 2, A, B, and also my shared list, and also my shared tasks, all together in one single view. All right, and that is the structure and hierarchy of ClickUp.
Before you go, I've got something for you. After using ClickUp for a while, you'll find that it starts to get cluttered, hard to use, and things can start falling through the cracks, even if you set it up really well. That's nobody's fault, it just happens. Cars need checkups to keep them running smoothly, and so does your ClickUp. What I have for you is the instruction manual on how. It's called the ClickUp Checkup, and it's a checklist of the things you need to do every 1 to 3 months that will prevent a whole swath of issues that start cropping up after you've been using ClickUp for about a year or so, sometimes sooner. So with it is a training video where I go through each of the checks myself so you can see exactly how I do it and why. A PDF with the checklist and quick reference instructions, and finally a ClickUp task template so you can instantly import all that directly into your ClickUp, have it recur each month or quarter with the checklist ready to go. Click the link in the description to get it now and prevent the headache of having the clarity you wanted from ClickUp turn into confusion. I'll see you on the inside.